It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I hope you're having an enjoyable morning. It is Wednesday, January 28th, and it is a cold one out there this morning. We've got temperatures starting out in the single digits this morning, and there's a bit of a weather hazard this morning, too, in the form of fog. Visibility reduced, and when we have the fog with such cold temperatures, what you can see is freezing fog across the Ozarks, and that is causing a few hazards out there this morning. So if you haven't gotten in the car yet, or if you're in the car now and you just haven't noticed it, be prepared. If you have low visibility, it's also likely that that fog is freezing on contact, especially with elevated surfaces, bridges, overpasses, things like that. They're going to get slick a little bit quicker than they typically would because of the frozen precipitation in the air, and it could even accumulate on the windshield a little bit. So plan a few extra minutes, take it slow on the drive this morning, and use caution if you are in an area of reduced visibility. I don't think we have the fog for long. It should burn off by mid-morning, and it's patchy at best. Really, I think the best opportunity to see some of the fog develop is going to be either side of Highway 60 and points south, closer to Table Rock Lake, all the way down along the far southern border of the state. We are going to see that best opportunity for some fog in the forecast, so do take it slow early this morning. There is a stationary boundary draped across our communities, contributing to some of that fog development today. Of course, we've got the snowpack around. That's not going anywhere in these cold temperatures. You may have seen some melting yesterday, refreezing then overnight. So some icy patches definitely on sidewalks, driveways, roads, places that have not been treated or cleared definitely could still pose a risk for some black ice. So be careful this morning. Continue to take it slow. We will see an opportunity to warm up in the forecast. Highs today in the upper 30s, and I've still got upper 30s in the forecast tomorrow. So more melting is on the way. I also think the sunshine is going to eventually come out today as the fog burns off. That sunshine and temperatures above freezing will lead to significant melting, but we're not going to melt off all the snowpack in just a couple days. I think it's going to be here for several days, especially because we've got another blast of really cold air heading into the Ozarks and another opportunity that comes with a bit of a snow chance. Thursday night into Friday morning, I think we could have some snow showers in the Ozarks. Not talking big accumulations here, really flurries at best. But the point is that it's a reinforcing shot of cold air. And boy, is it going to cool us down again after a couple of more mild days with highs in the upper 30s and low 40s today and tomorrow. We are going to feel the cold again. In fact, Friday morning, we may wake up in the low single digits, sub-zero temperatures possible again Friday morning. Wind chill values could be closer to -10. So we're once again talking about super dangerous cold for Friday morning. Friday afternoon, temperatures may stay in the low 20s, and it's looking like a cold weekend ahead again. We've got the sunshine, but the cold is what's going to stick around and really be a hazard for us as we get closer to the end of the week and into the weekend. Around the country, what's making headlines? It's rain that's moving into the Pacific Northwest. Portions of Western Oregon as well as Northern California seeing some of that rainfall in the forecast. Lake effect snow showers are also in the headlines today for the Great Lakes. That's going to taper off early in the day tomorrow. And another storm, another doozy of a storm heading for the East Coast that could provide additional major snowfall accumulations for Boston, New York City, and much of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. That is what's on tap for this weekend. So our friends up to the north are seeing kind of a 1-2 punch with the winter storms. You're going to hear about that in the national news headlines, definitely. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. How many U.S. states were significantly impacted by the major winter storm that we just had this last week? It brought heavy snow, crippling ice, and affected over 200 million people under some type of winter weather advisory or warning, or saw some impacts from the winter weather. How many of our states? Do you think it was 9, 24, 34, or 40? Well, it wasn't quite 40, but it was 34, which is an insanely big storm. I have family all over the country, and we were kind of texting on a text thread like, oh, what are you getting out on the East Coast? What are you getting up in Chicago? What are you getting down in Texas? And everybody was dealing with the same winter storm, which was unusual. It was such a massive winter storm and affected more than 200 million. This next one set for the weekend, not quite as expansive, but definitely impactful for our friends in the Northeast. All right, here's the trivia question that I have for you tomorrow. Which 19th century naval officer and scientist is credited with coining the term forecast and issuing the first daily weather predictions in a newspaper? Who do you think did this? Do you think it was A, Sir Francis Beaufort, B, Luke Howard, C, Anders Celsius, or D, Robert Fitzroy? You can let me know your guess if you know the answer to this one. That's at the website, aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening this morning to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Take it slow this morning. Freezing fog possible, and it could cause some slick spots, so slow it down on the morning drive. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow morning. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, the Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. I'll be back again early tomorrow.